What's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, P game. I want you guys to hear something, and I'm going to break this down, but let me use fair use, fair use, fair use. At the end of the day, this is very interesting and intriguing at the same time to hear something like this. But sometimes, even when people are joking, they're telling the truth. But take a listen to this, and you draw your own conclusion. Here we go.
Look, it doesn't. Anybody that knows me know I don't claim the shit that I do. That's not part of doing it. It's doing what it is and letting that be it. But I am responsible for the greatest shooter in the NBA without question, right? So now I'm going to tell this story, and the jury will decide whether or not I'm being facetious or not. Here it goes. It's 30 seconds. So at this time that I meet Steph Curry is not in the NBA. I'm hiring Steph Curry to do these. I'm doing these celebrity basketball games for the LA Children and Family Services. I do a celebrity basketball game for them every year, right? So I got this guy named Stephen Curry that comes and is on the team, and I give him $5,000, right? Comes out, people missay his name, don't nobody know who he is, nobody cheers when we say his name, right? But this dude comes and he passes that half line, and as soon as he passes the half line, he can shoot from anywhere from there to the three-point line, any part there, right? So now the first game, this guy scores like 40 points, right? And he don't break a sweat because he's not running. Like all the other basketball players are running down the court. He's not. He's just staying right there. And nobody guards you right there. From the next game, the next year, he scores 50 points. I said, hey, dude, you out here making $5,000 for a celebrity basketball game, but you one of the greatest shooters that ever existed. Do you understand that if you take your game to the NBA, that they either have to change something or you'll be the greatest shooter that ever existed? He said, what are you saying? I said, they don't have a defense for the area that you can shoot in. Like nobody has ever prepared defense for out here. You're to run to the three-point line and then start defense. If you can shoot before people can start defense, you'll be the greatest shooter that ever lived. Now, I'm not saying he took that advice and went on to do that, but he took my advice and went on to do that. So.
All right. So there you have it. Katt Williams. Katt Williams has had a hell of a beginning of 2024, and basically he's closing out 2024 on a high note. And now I don't know the media outlet he was on or where he did this interview, but shout out to them. But nevertheless, he's saying that he is possibly responsible for Stephen Curry becoming an all-time great and basically, transitioning and making three-point shooting very relevant to the NBA. Now, keep in mind, people said that a jump shooting team could never win a championship. That was predicted by resident hater Charles Barkley, who went on to win absolutely nothing as an NBA player, Hall of Fame player, but didn't win nothing. And he basically was saying when he saw how good of a shooter Stephen Curry was, he basically told Stephen Curry to take that to the NBA and he would change the game, which Stephen Curry was a game changer. Many people call him the greatest shooter of all time. And basically what he was saying before teams can get into the zone, basically once you get past the half court and just basically shoot the ball, well, you wouldn't give defenses a chance to basically prepare for you. And that has worked for Stephen Curry throughout his career. 20,000 points scored, 24,000, I think, to be exact. Two MVPs, only unanimous MVP, finals MVP, multi-time all-star. So Katt Williams is saying that he had a talk with Stephen Curry. And if this is true, shout out to Katt Williams. Now, Stephen Curry hasn't replied to this. And people are saying, well, maybe Katt Williams was joking. One thing about Katt Williams, well, a lot of his predictions on basically Club Shay Shay came to fruition. And he named names. He kind of basically shook the industry up with some of his accusations and basically putting people on blast. So maybe there's some validity to this. Facetious, I don't know. Maybe he's telling the truth. I'm not going to say he's lying. Until Stephen Curry says otherwise, you got to assume that he's telling the truth. Sometimes you got to understand people could be joking and telling the truth at the same time. And the way Katt Williams told that story, it sounded very believable. So with that being said, I think it's very interesting that he had a conversation with Steph Curry, and somebody like Katt Williams, of all people, would tell somebody like Stephen Curry, how to elevate his game and take his game to the NBA and make it a game changer. Now, there's some people that don't like Stephen Curry's game. They don't respect it. But at the end of the day, I respect what he's done. You cannot deny that. So that's very interesting. Katt Williams basically came with that analogy. So we'll see what's up. Anyway, let me know what you think. This is your boy Town Biz. I am out.